Welcome to the first episode of For What It's Worth. I'm your host, Calvin Silvers, and I'm here with a great panel of people. We got Tyrone, we got Bryan, we got Erik, and before we jump into our Super Bowl extravaganza here, our extravaganza episode, how was your guys' Monday? How did everyone is feeling good? You know, I'm sure we all had some people celebrate last night. We have some Chief fans in here, but how's everyone doing today?
Great. Doing good.
I'm doing good. Just went to class and now I'm here.
Didn't wake up feeling bad
no
at all.
hangovers or anything?
No. Good Monday.
No.
Great
All right.
Monday.
Good. And Tyrone, not being a Chiefs fan, being a Broncos fan, how are you doing?
Today is the only day where I wish that there's a hangover. A Chiefs Super Bowl hangover.
Yep. Sadly, we're gonna have to wait.
6 months.
Yeah. If
7 months.
If
Too
there's
long.
any kind of Chiefs hangover, we're gonna have to wait and see.
I'll be waiting.
You'll be
Yeah,
waiting.
bet you
I
will.
mean,
Count the
I
days.
don't see it in the foreseeable future here. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the Chiefs are done anytime soon.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. All right, let's jump into some questions, guys. After Sunday's Super Bowl win, where does Mahomes rank all time in your book, Tyrone? You start us off.
Give this
Probably
guy
number two. Number two for right now. There's no reason just to anoint him as the GOAT when his career is still going. Let him finish out what he has to do, and when he's done, great. And he's still halfway through his test.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're saying number two behind Tom Brady then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. What about you, Bryan?
Definitely. He's definitely number two. He definitely solidified, I think, himself winning this. Another MVP. Definitely puts him at two. I mean,
Super Bowl
MVP. Brady, yeah. Brady definitely is still one. But, I think now that him having 3 rings and 2 MVPs, it puts him over guys like Montana, Bradshaw, Peyton Manning, those guys. So I think he's definitely a solidified two now for sure.
All right, Erik, are you hopping on the the train that he's number two?
Two, absolutely for sure. I mean, he's definitely getting there. I mean, I think it's gonna take at least 6 rings to even start directly comparing him with Brady.
All right,
Obviously, Brady has 7. Obviously,
Yep.
I know that. I'm saying if he has 1 less, better stats, all that stuff. But Brady still has the head-to-head type thing. So we'll talk about that when it gets there. When it gets to that
and
point.
see that's the one thing I'm gonna hate about this topic here in the future that I just know is the fact that anytime you're gonna bring up Mahomes and saying he's the best, you're gonna be like, well, we don't know yet, but one thing that's gonna be brought up is who did he lose twice to? Well, Brady.
Yeah.
So it's always gonna be hard for him to overcome that challenge because he don't have a chance to take down Brady, obviously, with him being retired. I'm glad you brought that up, Erik, because I think if Mahomes gets 5, I think he's the GOAT. I think all he needs is 5. I don't think he needs 6. I don't think he needs 7. I think he just needs 5. Bryan, you think he needs more or less?
I mean, I think 5 is probably a better. You can say 5 and actually get away with calling him the greatest of all time. He definitely needs 5. You can't say that at 4. I think if he gets to 5 and he somehow we win in the next 2, and so we've won 4 in a row and he's at 5, guaranteed. There's no way you can deny him with 4 straight, and that would be what, depending on if we make, obviously, so that'd be 9 straight AFC championships too, which is just ridiculous. So 5, I think, is, he can make that argument there.
And assuming in those next 2 years, Mahomes gets at least one more regular season MVP along with that. Probably
Yeah.
getting both of those Super Bowl MVPs along with that too.
Tyrone, you think he needs more or less than 5?
I
Where you
think 5
put
or 4 is around the great number. I think that point you made about him never beating Tom Brady, I don't think that really matters because, Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird and nobody really cares. At the end of the day, that's going to be so far away. If Pat Mahomes plays 12 more years from now, I guess you could talk about that, but the amount of crazy moments he's going to have against so many other quarterbacks is, I think, we'll remember it, but it's not going to be as big as we think it is now.
And here's the reason too. I'm saying that right now Mahomes is 2, and I think it's something that's going to help Mahomes in the future with this argument. Now, depending, because Spags had that defense just on one this year. I mean, they were fantastic. He actually had them going towards the end of last year, and which carried on into this year. But so far in Mahomes' career, that his defenses have given up 26 points. The whole career of Brady, his defense has only allowed 18 points. So Brady even had some more help on the defensive side. Now I don't know if any of you guys are gonna. Does that affect where you stand at all, or in the future, are you gonna look at that stat at all?
No, not to me.
What,
I
what
mean,
He can't
helps
control
in
that.
certain. Yeah.
No, he can't control that. But I mean, everyone talks about how much Brady won, right? But his defense was a huge part of that. Where Mahomes, his defense has never been at that level, and he was dealing with a team this year that had the most drop passes and the most offensive penalties, and still got him to where he got. Like, is Tom doing that?
Have eyes. Like, even though that Tom Brady's defense was statistically better, I know that when I look back on this year, I'm like, dang, man. I'm not going to say Pat Mahomes got carried by his defense that year, but his defense definitely was almost the highlight of that team. And I'm not going to be like, man, he was Pat Mahomes drugged this team on his back. That was the best Patrick Mahomes season. No, he just played good enough to win, and his defense was elite.
Yeah, but you got to argue, right, that he elevated some of the players around him. You saw who he was working with. Yeah, they had drop passes here and there, but he elevated some of them. Man, that's why you have him on.
Did he elevate them, or did they just not suck and catch the ball finally?
Well, he didn't give up on them. That's why.
I think it's they don't want to let him down. He doesn't want to let them down in the playoffs, and I think that's why we saw a turn quickly. Because they were what? Oh man, they were 2-3 in the month of December. Ty, 2-3.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
They lose to the Broncos.
People were almost ready to write him off. They were writing him off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
we played terrible in December. And
Yes.
we played the Bengals, which was, I guess, the start of when things started to change. And then you played the Chargers, who none of the starters played. So, I mean, and we almost lost that game. So we really was 1-3. I mean, we don't really count the Chargers game. And then Pat got it going there. They started, the offense went back to what it was. Travis Kelce showed why he is the greatest tight end of all time. And the defense, who has been playing great all year, just finally had help on the other side of the ball, which Pat hasn't had his entire career in Kansas City.
Well, thank you, bro. I'm glad you said that. The offense finally helped out the defense. That's all I wanted. The defense is the one part that was playing good the entire time. And I think that, like, the offense is getting this underdog comeback story, but you don't have to come back if you're always good, though.
But the defense this year, it's this year for the first time in Pat Mahomes' career is where it's if we don't go down the field and score every time, I don't have to worry because I know our defense is actually capable of getting a stop when we need to. That's why it's different because yeah, you're right. The defense probably did carry majority of this year, but at the same time, we had that ability. So, like, my brother says this to my dad all the time now. The Chiefs this year are just a different team where they can win by playing with a good defense and not scoring 35, 40 points a game to win the game. That's just the difference this year. So you're right.
Well, and I think
the defense has been huge this year, but.
Well, and I think that brings up the point too of like Cam Newton going off all year that your Brock Purdy's a game manager, he's a time man, whatever his exact words were. That's kind of what Mahomes became a little bit this year too, because they could rely on their defense more. You should never be bad to have a quarterback that can not only be a playmaker but also is a game manager. That's a great skill to have.
His name is Pat Mahomes.
The 49ers are pretty mad that they don't have a playmaker right now on their team.
They have a bunch of playmakers. What you tell?
Not
Purdy
not win the Super Bowl,
going, man.
If you had a real playmaker, he would have got that playmaker would have walked his body into the end zone with the football in his hands in overtime.
Okay, so what does he have all around him then? Let's say Brock Purdy's not your playmaker. Who does he have all around him that everyone's been saying all year? He has playmakers all around him.
Give them. Well, I need you to be a good enough playmaker to give this other playmaker the football, and he didn't do that well enough.
Okay, no, we're not. Okay, we'll get into that here in a second.
No,
I'm
not
about to say he did not have it. Okay, no,
I'm not saying he didn't play. I'm not saying he played bad, but what I'm saying is, like, if you really want to say that you are in this category of being good or elite, you would have scored a touchdown right there for the Super Bowl right there. You would have. That's Pat Mahomes did it. And that's why he's a Super Bowl winner. That's like
we just argued that he's the second greatest of all time, man. So all of a sudden, if you're not as good as Patrick Mahomes, you suck.
No, I think if you substitute in
But you can't
several,
put Patrick Mahomes in the game manager category, Calvin.
yeah,
That's what we're
Well,
all.
he is
that's
a
what I'm
little
saying.
bit.
No,
he's not.
I'm saying
What he has to
players
be.
make plays.
Eric, what did he do against the Ravens? They went conservative. He became a game manager
If you
because they
would have
could
put
rely on
in,
their defense.
if you put
That's true.
C.J. Stroud in,
That's
and
one game
for the
though, but go ahead.
49ers on that third down when they needed it, I would have been way more nervous if I was a Chiefs fan. Like, shit, he might do something crazy.
Okay, we're gonna get into here. We'll transition to Purdy here in a second. I just want to bring up a couple more things about Mahomes. Mahomes, no 1,000-yard receiver, no 1,000-yard rusher. Like I said, his team led the league in drops and offensive penalties, and we're 2-3. There's something to keep in mind there. And after rank 3 for Brady at 27, that's when this 9-10 year drought of no Super Bowl began. So. This is this is where this is Mahomes. This is where he starts making his case of why I am going to be the greatest of all time. If you 1 or 2 Super Bowls in that span, is going to help you tremendously. And so there. All right, let's get into Brock Purdy here. So the question is, despite a loss, did Purdy prove that he's a top quarterback in the league? Let's go top 5 just for fun to start. Then we'll kind of transition to top 10. Bryan, is he a top 5 quarterback in the league?
Absolutely
not. Like, Brock Purdy's good. He definitely gets hate for like more than he deserves, but he's still not better than obviously Mahomes. I'll take Josh Allen, Burrow. I'll take Lamar over him. Even though Jalen Hurts played bad this year, I still think Hurts is better than Purdy. Who else we got? Depending on how things go with Harbaugh this year, Herbert's better than him. Like if Harbaugh can help him turn that around.
All right. I see where this is going. I see we're playing this. Let's list the quarterback, see if he's better than. So let's just get into that, and then we'll get some stats here in a second. Let's do top 10 because I agree. I don't think he's probably not top 5. So we said better than Lamar. Yeah, everyone agree?
Yeah, Lamar's better than him, yes.
All right. If we have a disagreement, we'll talk about it real quick, but we're going to try to rapid go through this. Allen, I agree that Allen's better.
Yep.
Okay. Burrow, better, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, I got to say no.
No.
Okay, all right.
He's got
all the same page here and go. Russell Wilson, yes or no? I got to say no.
No.
Russell's not better.
Check the stats.
Stop.
Right now. Not career. Right
Hey,
now.
Russell Wilson started his career off going to 2 Super Bowls, and he actually won one.
Okay,
this is Purdy's first year though, so he'll win the next one.
If we're talking,
I'll give you guys. I'm just no.
Yeah, we know.
Brock
Broncos
Purdy's
fan, we get it. You got to stand up for your guy. But I got to say, right now he's not. Russell's not better.
No, give me Purdy.
All right. Here's a fun one. C.J. Stroud.
CJ Stroud, way better.
100%.
What?
Every day of
Stroud's
the week,
a dog, dude.
Every day of the week.
Yeah. Think about like what Houston still has.
For sure. His
8 days a week.
All right, I'll give you. I'll let you guys have that.
I think Stroud's better than him.
Is Anthony Richardson better? No, I got to say no.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
We don't know.
Yeah, he
true.
played 3 or 4 games.
IDK.
All right, this is going to be a fun one. I know we might get some discussion.
Facts.
Trevor Lawrence, is he better than Trevor? Is Brock Purdy better than Trevor Lawrence?
I'll take Brock Purdy.
I'll take Brock Purdy too.
That one's tough.
Yeah,
I think it's
Trevor
tough to compare AFC quarterbacks to an NFC quarterback.
Okay,
and I know if you put
just
Stroud in the
trying to
NFC, he probably could have been in the NFC Championship too. I mean,
for sure.
Like it's tough to say. The AFC is just so much tougher, and like the way you look at quarterbacks in the AFC is different than you look at quarterbacks in the NFC.
This is kind of off topic real quick, but Bryan, you think if you put Trevor Lawrence in the AFC or NFC, excuse me, he would go to the championship?
He was saying CJ Stroud, I think.
I was saying Stroud mainly,
Stroud,
but
okay.
I think that I think that the if he was in the NFC, he would probably get to at least the divisional. I think that like they could have easily beat a few of the teams that were in the NFC this year.
It was
Even
tough
the
for them to
Jaguars
face.
had
Well, I
probably
guess
one
they
of the
beat the
biggest
Browns,
chokes of
but-
all time, but
Okay, fair enough. Okay. But so Erik said that Trevor Lawrence isn't better. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is better. Ty and Bryan, what do you guys say?
I think
It's really close.
it's close though.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. You can go with
think
I respect T Law's ability to bring up a team that sucks a lot too, even though they're not like really great.
I think this is Trevor Lawrence's kind of like year to prove me. to
Yeah.
persuade
I-
me one way or the other.
He
I
kind of
agree.
collapsed the last 6 weeks. So.
Yeah, they did.
That's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
he
Love
wasn't
it.
fully healthy, but still.
Yeah.
He's kind of gone down, and I want to see how he bounces back and see him this year. All right, I know we're going down. I just want to see. I'm putting yes by the ones that we think is better, and we'll kind of see where he ranks after that. Obviously, not better than Mahomes. Better than Aiden O'Connell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he better than Justin Herbert? I got to say yes.
I
As of
don't
right
think
now,
so.
I would say
I
Purdy's
say it's
better.
about even, actually. Right now, about even. Actually, Herbert might be a tad better. I'm not gonna lie. He might be a tad better.
I think Herbert's better.
I think he
I
might
think
be
Herbert's
a tad
gonna
better.
show
I'm
it this
gonna
year
say
too.
Herbert's better. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you guys that one. All right. Is he better than Tua, Brock?
Yes.
They're probably as equal as they could be. I think they're pretty
I don't like
similar to
Tua,
me.
so that's gonna be biased. I'd take Brock
Yeah,
over
same.
Tua.
I would
Same.
take Brock over Tua as well. Eric, you say no?
I
just hate that he's left-handed
for
too.
sure.
So
I'll go with the
All right,
majority. I'm not a
All
Tua
right.
believer.
We'll
That
go for
pisses
the
me
majority.
off.
Majority. He's better than Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones, whoever you throw in there.
yeah, not even a
Both
question.
of them combined.
Not better than Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right now,
No.
Yeah.
probably not.
I mean, if Rodgers is healthy, I think he's still a beast.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Better than Will Levis? No. Or Will Levis is not better than Brock Purdy, is what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. Ritter better than Purdy?
He's
Hell
normal. He's
no.
normal.
He cost
Dev.
us money. Couldn't get Drake London 1,000 yards. We won't forgive
That's
him for that.
ridiculous.
Okay, fair enough. It's your own little vendetta. What
We got
about
a vendetta.
Kyler
We got a
Murray?
vendetta against the
Kyler
Falcons.
Murray. I'd still take Brock Purdy, but I like Kyler Murray.
I like
Yeah,
Kyler
same.
Murray's ability to move, but I think I like Brock's
Put Kyler
IQ
Murray on the
reading more.
49ers, man. Give me Kyler
Yeah,
Murray.
he- yeah.
Let's not forget he's the first overall pick Heisman winner. Give me
Yeah,
Kyler
he's-
Murray.
he-
I like Kyler Murray. Is he
I
better
think
than
he's just in a
Brock,
terrible
though?
situation.
Yeah,
I
his
think-
team
I
is
think-
buns.
I think Murray just makes more mistakes. He's a little.
I mean,
I think
when I have-
He has to.
If
Yeah.
my car was
Fair.
on fire
playing
and had
down.
one missing tire, I would make a lot of mistakes driving too, as opposed to driving the Tesla to work.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Kyler Murray has to do more, but also Brock Purdy still. I like Ty. We had this conversation earlier, where Brock Purdy is almost elite. It's not his athleticism; it's his decision making and his ability to read defenses, which I think is better than most quarterbacks in the league. Which is what I think helps carry a lot of weight. Because I'm not going to just gloss over what Purdy has around him.
But I just think that he has
He's pretty good at throwing bubble
he
screens.
has a great study
He
guide in
throws
front of
downfield.
him. He has the things that he has all the materials to win. Like sometimes the thing that really helps you like win big games is you just make something up and you just do it. You just do it on your own. Like when Patrick Mahomes goes crazy, he just does stuff that you can't even explain. And I don't think Brock Purdy can do unexplainable things.
Not yet, no.
Agreed.
Okay, let's go majority. Is he better than Kyle? I'm saying no. Or Murray.
You keep changing up the format. You're making it confusing.
I am, and I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to follow along. All right, is Murray better than Purdy?
No. I would say no.
I don't think so.
But I do think if you put Kyler Murray on the 49ers, which I think is Ty is saying, that he can do just as good.
All right, I'll just kind of put equal-ish on that one.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting towards the end. Here we
If
go.
you agree with that, Ty.
Yeah,
Is,
I'm fine.
is Bryce Young better than Purdy? No.
We don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know.
Okay, right now,
No,
though,
but you're right. It's still early.
okay.
He's in another terrible situation, too.
I was about to say he's in the
Is
same
Brock-
boat as Kyler Murray. Ton.
Yeah. Is Justin Fields better than Brock Purdy? No, he's
No,
not.
Wouldn't be
I-
crazy. It wouldn't be crazy.
No, Ty,
It would
stop,
be
man.
crazy.
Ty, come
It
on.
would
No,
I'm
be
going to say
crazy.
no.
No,
Depending
he's not,
on how he does
Tyrone.
this year.
If Brock Purdy was a member of the Bears franchise, he might not be in the NFL anymore. He might be Trey Lance if he played for the Bears. His career would be
No,
over.
dude, I think no.
I agree with that. I
Brock
fully
Purdy-
agree with that.
Brock Purdy would not do any worse than what Justin Fields is doing right now in Chicago.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't know what he would do in that situation. Just not
I
win
mean,
a
he
game.
wouldn't be elite or good, but neither. That's what
He
I'm
would
saying.
be.
Neither is
He
Fields.
would be at best equal to what Justin Fields is doing, but probably less.
I don't
less
think
than.
he would be worse.
I
What? So you guys are saying Fields is better than?
He can
I'd
do.
say
He
that.
can do.
in the Bears.
No,
in the Bears
man. Yes,
No.
he can. Okay, what? He can't
in the
pass better
Bears
than Purdy.
situation, in the Bears situation, Justin Fields is better because if Brock Purdy had to throw the ball in a second and a half, he would not be good.
Purdy
Yeah,
threw
that's
what?
fair.
They had him throw for 40-plus times here in the Super Bowl.
Who
But
is
he
he
has
throwing
coaches.
to?
Who
Who is he throwing?
man?
You're not
He can
understanding
do-
that he has no time to throw the ball, Calvin, is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how many times
And
he
like
throws
you
the ball.
said, Purdy doesn't have the athleticism that Justin Fields
To
would have.
escape-
where he
Purdy
Just
doesn't
escape
have
that.
extends
athleticism
so many
as-
plays.
Okay, here's one then.
God, who's he?
So you guys are saying Fields is better than Purdy.
We're not saying that. We're just saying it's like not like just a distinguishable amount to be able to.
You got to cut him
Fine.
some slack.
It's gonna get you guys riled up. All right, here we go. Purdy's better than Dak Prescott, man. Right now, he's better than Dak Prescott, man. Purdy shows up when it matters and he gets it done. Dak does not. Yes, Dak is a good quarterback, a good regular season quarterback. Career-wise, obviously Dak has more. We've seen him win more games. Blah blah blah. But like I said, Purdy has double as many wins as Dak has in the postseason now. Right now, this moment, Purdy's better than Dak. Right now.
Yeah, and this is the
very
one where
moment.
this is the one where Brock Purdy being on the 49ers doesn't help him because the Cowboys have a solid squad of players.
And I
around
think
him,
he would
so.
do that. I think he might get him to the NFC. Purdy would probably get that Cowboys team to the NFC Championship.
I don't know. That defense isn't as good.
Yeah,
The Dallas, they have a good quarterback,
I don't-
a good defense though.
I'd rather say that.
I mean,
Purdy
it's
is better
good,
than-
but it's not 49ers good.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right, here
I'd
we go.
rather
Go
put
ahead.
Brock Purdy better than Dak than I would be comfortable saying he's better than Justin Fields right now.
You
I
guys
agree
are
with
crazy.
that. I'll give
You
you
guys are
one.
crazy.
I'll give you one. Yeah, I'll give you Dak Prescott. Sure. Somebody has to
All right, here-
just suck.
We're fast paced now. Yes or no? No more discussing. Jared Goff, is Goff better than Purdy? No.
Probably equal in my eyes.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll go equal.
I don't
Jordan
know.
Love, is Love better than Purdy?
He
Yeah.
will be.
I think he will be as well.
Who won?
think he's
Who
better
won?
now.
Who won head to head? Who won head to head?
Not now,
won
but
head-to-head?
give him one more year. Jordan Love's taking that next year.
We're putting
sure.
Purdy better right now. Is Purdy better than Stafford, or is Stafford better than Purdy?
I don't know. Stafford's a dog, dude. I love
Yeah.
Stafford.
Career wise,
good.
yes. This year though, right now,
When he's healthy, they're good. Like
I agree.
The Rams are a good team.
But right now.
I'd take Stafford over
Okay.
Brock
I think
Purdy
so.
right now.
All right,
I agree with that.
Okay, that's fine. Kirk Cousins, is Cousins better than Purdy?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
When
I don't
he's
think so
healthy,
either.
he's
they're
good.
probably
I think they're about
they're
equal.
probably equivalent to me.
I was
Yeah,
about to say
they're about equal.
Kirk
I'm gonna
Cousins
say
is
no.
basically Brock Purdy, like plus 15
Oh,
or 10,
yeah.
whatever the age difference is.
All right, and just a few more. He's better than Daniel Jones. He is.
That's
Is
it. Yeah.
Purdy
Tommy
better?
DeVito? Nice game.
Is Hurts better than Purdy?
Yeah, 1,000%.
I don't know. I
I
honestly
don't know either. Erik.
don't like Jalen Hurts.
We
that
have
much
to
after
stop
this season.
playing with guys who've been that
We will
way,
really find
man.
out this year.
I mean,
I think we'll
was.
really find out.
It's a lot of tush push. It's a lot of I don't know. We'll just say they're equal for this, and then three
Yeah,
more.
that's fine.
Is Geno Smith better than Purdy? No.
No.
Okay. Is Baker Mayfield better than Purdy? No.
Baker's a dog.
Well, it's
Oh,
close.
no,
No,
man.
no.
Not as close to the
Baker
you
played
think.
great this year. Should
It's
have won
clo-
comeback
it might
player of
be
the
it
year.
might be somewhat close. I just some of those throws that Mayfield has sometimes. I just
No, he's human.
He's
You
human?
see Pat
Yeah.
makes those throws as well.
All right.
Jack Jones or something. What the hell
and,
was that?
and Purdy's better than Sam Howell. So if we're going
Give him
by
an
who's just
O-line,
better
though.
straight up, we have 1,
Most
2,
sacked QB of all time.
3,
Yeah.
4,
This year.
5, 6, 7 that we said are just outright better than Purdy. 7. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals. So 7 quarterbacks that we said are better and about 5 that we said are about the same. So I think Purdy being a top 10 quarterback in the league is not a dumb thing to say after we just went through that little discussion.
It's not a
I mean-
dumb thing to say, but I
If he's
would
top
say-
10, he is 10.
What?
yes, yes,
Okay, so did he play bad in the Super Bowl?
no.
No.
Okay.
He played
Okay.
as good as he could play. He played as good as Brock Purdy is physically
So why-
capable of playing.
So what's the problem then?
There's not a problem. That's just who he is.
Problem is that his team didn't know how overtime works in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we're gonna get.
I
to that.
think the
But I don't. I still think. I think the only difference is we get the ball first. I think that's the only difference.
I think
Yeah,
the
Just so that you have 4 plays instead of 3.
And then one of our final questions, because we saw that the 49ers said that they did not know the rules of overtime. Is Kyle Shanahan to blame for the loss, or more specifically because of them not knowing the overtime rules? Because if you get the ball, they decided to take it first, but if you take it second, not only do you know now what you need to do with the rule change, but also if the Chiefs get a touchdown or 3 points or whatever, you initially get 4 downs, because you want to score, you want to put the game away. So, or was it, and also too, McCaffrey carried the ball just 22 times. He was averaging 3.6 yards a carry, almost 4. Why wouldn't you give him the ball more? I mean, like we said, I'm fine with Purdy throwing 40 times, I guess, but McCaffrey seemed to be one of the more hot hands that game too. So is it Kyle Shanahan's fault or is it someone else's fault?
It's not Kyle Shanahan's fault. I don't think so.
No.
I don't know how you don't know the rules. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Is that his fault for not preparing them for that?
I mean, I feel like that's not I don't feel like that should come back on him. Like, you play the game, you should know the rules of the game that you play. Like that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how none of you know how that works, especially since all the Chiefs players said they went over it every week. Now, maybe Shanahan didn't. Maybe that's the difference. Shanahan didn't go over it, but still, you should still know how the rules work. So we talked about it on one of our old ones. We didn't think that would still solve the problem because even if both teams score, then it turns into the next team scores again and they win. So it's whatever, though. Can't do anything about it now.
Tyrone, did Kyle Shanahan cost the 49ers the game, or was it something else?
It was something else. Them brothers were cooked before they even put their cleats on. I don't think that I'm not going to blame this on any coach or any one person. This is like a organizational standpoint. They did not learn their lesson from last time. You cannot roll out this system of how they think they win football games is like why they lost the game. Like, at the end of the game, when your quarterback needed to make a play on third down or someone on your team, it didn't happen. And why didn't that happen? Because you don't have one of them ones at QB. Like, Jimmy G didn't do it, and you're like, all right, we're just going to do the same thing, get a different one. No, it's going to keep being the same outcome.
Erik, I'll let you talk here in a second, but I just want to point this out first too. But not only that, but Kittle only had 2 targets as well. Like, what was the game? The defensive game plan was fantastic for him, but that offense, and I mean, just being the main guy, you got to get I know you have so many playmakers, but only letting Kittle get two targets, it's kind of ridiculous.
I think Kittle just comes from a bad college program.
Stop, man. We're talking tight end you here. Erik, was Shanahan to blame for the loss?
I don't see how it's not. If his job is to coach his players, he needs to coach them on how, if this game were to go into overtime, this is how it works. And even aside from that, whenever the Chiefs beat the Bills in overtime in the playoffs, within the last 5 years, how do they not remember that? Like, that was a big deal. They changed the overtime rules because of us.
Yep.
And they changed the overtime rules because of us, and we won in overtime with the new rules that they changed because of us, and it's still our fault because the other team didn't know what is going on. That just is that's just dumb.
And also, too, if you're the 49ers, do you think about not taking the 3 because Mahomes is going to get it back? Like,
I would have went for that shit regardless.
And I also saw this thing that we were talking about it last night when we were all together, but the clock didn't matter because they have to the second team finishes their possession to its entirety, no matter what the clock was at.
Yep.
And also, I saw this thing that in the new overtime, the optimal choice is to get the ball second.
Yep.
Because then you know what you have to do.
Yep. And that's why I think it's Shanahan's fault.
Yeah.
Because he didn't strategize for that scenario.
Yeah.
And that brings up the whole thing. Like, do you go for it now because Mahomes could get it? Yeah. And so I'm with you, Erik, and I understand where you're coming from, Ty, and I understand, like this and that, but at the end of the day, you got to know the overtime rules, and you got to know the strategy that gets involved with that. So I think it's his. I would say if there's anyone to blame, It's a team sport, but if there's anyone that you needed to point a finger at, which they're not, but we are just because we're talking about it, I would point it at Shanahan.
I agree.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We persuaded him, baby. What? Let's hear it.
Besides the organization as a collective to blame, I want to blame Brock Purdy, who's 3 for 12 on third downs. Yikes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's the money play.
There you go.
No, that's fair, but
Nice stat.
That's a game manager stat line right there.
I don't think I brought this up because I didn't want to spend too much more time on it, but with Purdy too, that's what I'm saying. Like everyone's like this and that, if he blah blah blah. He lost to the best quarterback, second best arguably right now is what we're saying, and also too he went against the best third down defense in the league. Like, that's just what the Chiefs are doing this year. Like, he's not Superman, all right?
Nobody
not
cares.
A playmaker, so
Nobody cares about John Stockton, Calvin. He just lost to Michael Jordan.
That's a topic we're gonna have. That's a topic we're gonna have in another time about if any AFC or which AFC quarterbacks could take down Mahomes during this time, because I believe that Mahomes is basically a Michael Jordan right now in his prime, and he's just no one can really stop him right now. So
yeah, a true LeBron James of his conference.
I was about to say, I think he's the LeBron because he's the second coming of like the GOAT or whatnot.
I know, I that's fine with me. You can compare him to LeBron, and I'm going to be mad about that. All right, is there anything else you guys want to bring up about just the Chiefs' defense, just the game overall? Any other questions? Anything like that?
I have one last thing to say.
All right.
Like, I was thinking about this, sitting down at work, things that are on my mind at lunch, of course, when I'm on my break time.
Yeah, when you're not, break time. We don't slack off at work. None of us do.
No.
I do.
I hope the employer doesn't see that.
You're funny, Bryan.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that.
How many Super Bowls will they have to win in a row? Or how many times they have to go to the Super Bowl in a row for it not to be good for the NFL or for the other
it really isn't.
I was going to say,
everybody hates us.
Already saying that we're the
Patriots 2.0.
So you're saying it's already there? It's already right there,
I think so. I mean, you saw how you were yesterday. You were pretty pissed.
That's true. I did see
you
something
said before we started. You were being like a generational hater yesterday or something like that.
That is true. So I seen yesterday that if
All-American, yeah.
What is the likelihood that next year the Chiefs win the Super Bowl and Lamar Jackson gets an MVP?
Say that one more time. Sorry, you cut out for me.
What is the likelihood that next year the Chiefs win the Super Bowl again and Lamar Jackson wins the MVP again?
I don't think so, because I'm betting CJ Stroud to win MVP next year.
Ooh.
What are the chances? I don't know.
What percentage or
I mean, that's tough.
Is it impossible to happen?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Not. I mean, realistically, let's say there's 10 Super Bowl contenders. Okay, that's 1 out of 10. And let's say there's, what is there usually 4 MVP finalists? Mm-hmm. So let's double that to 8. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's
what I'm trying to get to.
It's like a 10% chance around.
That's if Lamar and Pat stay healthy too. You just never know.
Yeah.
I think we just need somebody else to win an MVP or a Super Bowl to make things fun and interesting. I think it'll be better for everybody.
I mean, Lamar's winning some MVPs. He's just not getting to the Super Bowl.
I think there'll be the MVP is gonna cycle. I think
people want to see Lamar too.
Should have won it this year, but we won't get into that. But
and so we'll see that we'll shelf that convo for another time. Ty.
Hater, dude.
I do like it.
Stats don't lie.
But we gotta. Because we gotta talk. We'll talk about this. But yeah, we gotta talk about. Let's say can Mahomes stay healthy? Then you got Burrow, you got Allen. But then you got to think of what those teams might look like in the next 2 to 3 years.
Caleb Williams.
There's a lot we got to discuss. We'll break it down soon on another episode. But I do
Drake
like.
May might win MVP. Who knows?
We'll shelf it. But is there anything else from anyone?
I think so.
Nope. All right, Chiefs dynasty, baby. We're witnessing some greatness happening right now. Greatest quarterback, arguably one of the greatest coaches.
Tight end.
Yeah, there's some talent there, boys, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see. I know Ty's not enjoying it as much, but for you, Bryan, for you, Erik, it's cool to see. So,
sure is.
Bryan,
all right. Well, that's all we have for this first official episode of For What It's Worth. We still really don't have a schedule down per se, but I'll always be posting as much as I can, and we'll get that figured out for you guys. But until then, we'll see you later.
Yeah.